are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? I hope good. I'm doing good. I know it. So I'm chilling. I'm hanging out. I got my quarantine hairdo. I got my quarantine hoodie representing our women's fellowship. Woo woo! I got it going on. I got my I'm chilling out, but at the same time, I'm getting some work done. So I'm learning to rest, and that's going to be a Facebook Live that I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about rest. That's something I've been talking about every time I had the chance to get a mic, but I've been talking about rest. But that's not the reason why I'm on here today. I am on here today actually because last week I saw, I think, no, actually it was yesterday. I saw one of my Facebook friends, my sister girl, had posted about why is it that everybody's tripping so about what's happening with the coronavirus. Hey, mama again. Everybody's tripping about the coronavirus and like, oh, I'm so scared, and I'm not discounting that, but I am blessed to be able to use this platform to inspire. And if I'm telling anybody, I am listing all my little titles, and I have been created to inspire people, to help them build their confidence and their self-esteem, increase their self-esteem. And then I need to do this in a quarantine time. So, well, her post, and it said that why are we acting like we don't have hope? That is when I said, okay, I got to get on here and talk about it. So let me give you the definition. And some of you, you've heard me speak before, but I'm also a teacher at heart. Love to teach. Love to teach. And so I like breaking words down. So the definition of hope is a feeling of expectation and desire for a certain thing to happen. Again, a feeling of expectation and desire for a certain thing to happen. So if we just stop there, hope means that we have this expectation and we desire certain things to happen for us, is the fact that this too shall pass. Another hope is we're not going to catch it, or anyone that we know catch it. Let's be real. Let's keep it real 100. That's the hope, that this won't happen. The hope is that we want our lives to go back to the normal way it was, when we could go to work, when we can go to school, when we could do various things. But unfortunately, right now, that's not the case, and we don't know when it is. So in this time of uncertainty, we must have hope. So what I have learned is down, and you make them like a puzzle or them that helps you remember. So hope today. So keep this in mind. So when things are crazy, when you're watching the news and you see all kind of foolishness, I'm not going to pick political sides. I'm not going to do it. Talk to me offline. I'll talk to you about politics then, but I'm not going to do it now. But when you see the craziness, right? Not only think about hope, but think of what hope stands for. I'm going to tell you. It's having an optimistic, positive expectancy. I'm going to say it again. Having an optimistic, positive expectancy. Now, let's break these words down and then we can talk about it. The definition for the word having is act of possessing, ownership, something owned, possession, goods, estate. Alrighty. So basically, my mouse, my phone, this is mine. It's mine. Like, remember that movie, not Finding Dory, the other one. Mine. This is mine. This is mine. I'm possessing it. This is my computer, my laptop. This is mine. Mine. Okay? So we've established that this is mine. Let's break it down even further. Optimistic. Hopeful and confident about the future. Mm. You got to let that sink in. Hopeful and confident about the future. So many people right now are not hopeful and confident about the future. Let me share this about that word hopeful, which I love seeing it in all of this. And not only I gave you the definition of hope, but it's even included in my acronym. As I shared a few minutes ago, all of you know, most of you know, musician. I marched in the band with many of you that are on, and I still do my music, and me and my family. And one thing that I have learned that music is repetition is the so when you constantly hear the same thing over and over again, that helps you retain that information. So apparently today we need to remember the hope because it's not only the word for the day, but it's also in the definition of the definition in our acronym. Okay? So optimistic, which then jumps in the next word. Now I know we're gonna have some conversation with this one. Is the next word. The next word is positive. Now, one of the definitions is consisting in or characterized by the presence or possession of features or qualities rather than their absence. My definition, positive is not negative. Positive is yes, it's an affirmation. Positive is looking at the situation not with rose-colored glasses, as so many people say. You're looking at the situation again. Here's that hope again. You're looking at that situation. Glass, and is the glass half empty or half full? Some will say, well, look at that glass. I only have a little bit of fluid or a little bit of whatever it's in there. That's a negative person. A positive person says, well, at least I have this much left. I can have enough to quench my thirst. In this situation, in these circumstances, and let me backpedal a little bit. It doesn't matter even if there isn't a quarantine or a stay at home order. Even if you're going about your daily lives, you still have to be positive. You still have to look at the situation in a positive light. Whatsoever things are pure, lovely, good report, that's what you think on. See, we got to be careful even with what we ingest with our eyes and our ears. Meaning this. Sometimes we look at foolishness and drama. Sometimes you got to turn that TV off and say, you know what, I can't. No, no. I cannot get down with all this craziness. Because what happens is garbage in, garbage out. So I shared this story. I can't give the complete story, but there was a young lady that I went to school with, and she consumed a lot of garlic. A lot of garlic. And what happened because she consumed so much garlic, the garlic oozed out of her pores. So she began to smell like garlic. Now, what are we smelling like? Are we smelling like a negative, crazy person? Are we smelling like positive? Is positivity oozing out of us? Are we feeding ourselves positivity? Are we looking at positive things? Are we listening to positive things? One thing I have learned, negativity can serve like an earwig or excuse me, where things will go over and over and over in our ears, over and they get down in our spirit. And before we know it, we realize that, oh man, we kind of negative. Mm. The last thing, expectancy, which is the state of thinking or hoping that something, especially something pleasant, will happen or be the case. I'm going to say it again. The state of thinking or hoping, here's that hope again, that something, especially something pleasant, will happen or be the case. And so that expectancy is just like in Christmas. So I know I'm going to put my brother out there because he ain't on here. I don't care. I'm going to talk about Carl if I want to. I remember when we were, and my mother would say, I want you to get and I'm showing my age, but the Montgomery Ward catalogs, y'all remember the Montgomery Ward catalog, the Sears catalog, and the JC catalog. And we would get that catalog and we would put our Christmas list, write our Christmas list out, and we had an expectancy. We're like, Christmas is coming. Santa, because we believe the lie, Santa Claus, he is going to bring my toys. I know it. Everything I asked for and some. I had an expectancy. Christmas, we will wake my mama up. Mommy, get up. Because we were just excited about what we would find under that Christmas tree. Now, we didn't get everything. We didn't get everything we wanted, but we did get some of the things we did want. We did want, but we still had that expectancy that something pleasant was going to happen. So I want to go back a little bit because I've mentioned the definition of expectations, which is a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. Sometimes we have sidebar a negative expectation. Negative expectation, something this is happening. You know what I mean? But think of expectancy. That is the more positive thing. Something great is going to happen. Something wonderful is going to happen. I'm going to get that new job. I'm going to get that contract. For my Lamar, the Apollo is going to call me back again. You know what I'm saying? There's an expectancy. That's a positive thing. And so as we are dealing not only with this crazy coronavirus and everything that is happening, as once this is dealing in life, life may hit you, life may knock you on. But remember, you must have an optimistic, positive expectancy. What hope is having an optimistic, positive expectancy. So you can say it any way you want. If you want to say having or have, it means the same. You must have an optimistic, positive expectancy that what you see, even though it's not what it looks like, even though it's contrary to your hopes and dreams and promises that God has given you, even though it's contrary to everything, you got to keep moving forward. Even though it looks negative, it looks dark, it looks crazy, it looks impossible, still have an optimistic, positive expectancy. Even though the reports are crazy, still have an optimistic, positive expectancy. Even though, and I'm going to challenge you in this one, even though you may be telling yourself that you can't do it, you may be telling yourself, I can't, you may be telling yourself, what's the use? Still, I challenge you to have an optimistic, positive expectancy, knowing that one day it will come to pass and this craziness will soon pass. Just know it. Just know it, that it shall come to pass. I want to share this with all of you. Lastly, about 10 years ago, a very good friend of mine, I'm not going to mention names because this is really not common knowledge, but a friend of mine, during the last pandemic, that friend contracted the swine flu. And that friend was very, very sick. People were dying. I was looking at the numbers today. Over 12,000 people in the United States died, and over 250,000 people were hospitalized all over the United States. And it looked bleak. It looked dark. And as me, as this person's friend, I was nervous. You know how we say one thing and do another. And I was a person, and all the while I'm like, oh, my friend. But I have to tell you that 11 years later, that person is fine. They're getting it. They are healed. I want to tell you in the face, in the midst of this craziness, don't give in. Don't give up. Don't let the negativity ooze in your mind and spirit. Know that not only this too shall pass, but have an optimistic, positive expectancy. I love you all. I thank you so much for listening, for popping and in and out, and just being a part of this conversation. This is an honor and a blessing for me. God has blessed me to be able to inspire people to live their best lives, to help them increase their low self-esteem, their confidence. So I'll see you at the top because the bottom is too crowded. Peace. Have an optimistic, positive expectancy. Peace.